Welcome to the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast with Mike Kincaid and Jake Goebel. Join them as they experience specialty coffee and document their journey. These friends explore roasts and roasting methods, brewing equipment and techniques, and review the cafes they visit along the way.
Thanks, Brioni, and thank you for joining us for episode 103 of the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast, where Mike and I talk about some of the hidden hurdles and barriers that we're experiencing trying to run a coffee business, instant specialty coffee, some of our coffee experiences recently, and St. Anthony's new Phoenix 70 dripper, or the 72 drip, 70, yeah, the second one, whatever that one is. So, I think it's a good one. Hope you enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump right in.
Are you starting?
That's going to be kept in there. I'm just letting you know right now. I'm keeping that.
Well, that's better than last episode where I was silent, right? This time I came in with a bang or a call.
Yeah, it was great. Super great. Welcome to episode 103 of the Orange Cactus Coffee Podcast, where we sit around and listen to Mike cough.
Oh, we're live? This is on?
We are live. No, we're not live, but we are recording and we are ready. We're ready to talk. We're ready to go.
We're ready to
We're ready to get
live.
into, yeah, we're ready to get into this.
I like watching those bloopers, for the news anchors and stuff when they're like doing random stuff and they don't know they're on.
So this is great. I just want to let you know that when you turn your head to talk to me, instead of like talking into the mic and just going like this, it makes the sound a little more challenging.
And
you can move this. You can move this to get closer to you. You can move that.
Who challenging for who?
For me.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
So,
perfect.
And your point?
That's what we were doing then. Well, I guess that is a minute of intro, and getting to our first talking point that we want to talk about is the barriers to success. You know, Mike's in not caring about the audio troubles that I have is a bit of a barrier to success for me, you know? For you, it is the DM messages on Facebook that come through when you're not following them with a person, or there's no relationship and the DM comes in and it sits in a bucket.
Oh, on Instagram?
Yeah, on Instagram.
The Insta.
Yeah. Did I say Facebook?
Yeah, I don't know. You did say Facebook.
I'm sorry, Instagram.
That's
Instagram.
Okay. You're not perfect.
Do you mean that?
Yeah, I do. You can't. That's a topic.
Wow, that really hurts.
Can you achieve perfection? Yeah, on Instagram, and I don't know. As far as I can tell, all my settings are correct. But if you send us a direct message to the Orange Cactus account, and we've never previously had a conversation, or we didn't initiate the conversation, it sits in like no man's land, like a queue saying, "Do you want to accept this?" and put it in your thread of conversations.
Can't figure out how to turn the notifications on to let us know that there's a message in the queue.
Unless I specifically go to the direct message, because if there's somebody you're talking with, the top right of Instagram will have like a red number with how many messages are waiting. Well, it doesn't activate that little notification if we've never interacted before. So I don't know there's a message sitting there unless I go into it for some random reason. Like I have to go into it knowing, oh, there's no notification, but I'm going to go into it anyway because I want to make sure there's nobody in the queue. So it's like a manual check process.
Yeah.
And many times, and now I'm a little better at it knowing this, but many times I'll go in there and go, what is this? There's 2 people sent us messages. One's a week old. One's 3 days old. And now I have to
And it's
apologize.
hard to get to all those messages, whether they're DMs or emails. Do you think a workaround could be, hey, if you want to send us a DM and we don't have kind of a conversation going already, maybe just throw it like in a comment. Yo, Mikey, check your DM or something. You know, on a comment on the post or a post or any post. Is that good or is that bad? Is that not? Is that poor Instagram etiquette?
Well, I think it's taking that barrier and then putting it on the person that wants to reach you a little bit.
Yeah, they should.
You're adding an additional step for them, so you don't have to have that cognizance, that awareness that you need to check.
I see. Well, it's either that or wait a week.
Well, it could be a setting because, to me, with a business account like we have, I mean, it makes sense for
we have
personal.
A business account?
Well, there's different settings. Yeah, you get analytics when you do business.
Oh.
And to me, that makes sense.
Oh, that's right. That was big for us when we got 100 followers, right? We got analytics.
Well, you can see which posts are popular, which ones have the most engagement, what your demographic is.
Have we been unfollowed sufficiently to get back underneath 100, or what's going on with that?
No, not yet. You haven't said, too much yet. But to me, with a business account, you can choose. There's a setting for direct messages, who you would allow. And I have it set to everyone, which it allows it, but you still have to approve it. I don't know. If you're aware of how to get around this, or if there's something we're not doing right, I'm not doing right, let me know, please.
Yeah, please.
That's just the way it be.
Please. Yeah.
There's a new feature that Instagram introduced, since we're talking about Instagram, that some people are finding a little bit stalkerish. Stalk much? Or what?
On Instagram?
Yeah.
Stalker? Creeper?
That is now, if you go to these direct messages, or you want to send someone a message, you can see in that list when the person was last active.
Oh.
And you can say, 1 minute. Now, not only if you send them a message, you're like, I know you're active. It says you're active. Now I know you're ignoring my message.
Now I know you're ignoring me.
Now, granted, you can turn that off so that you don't display your activity, but conversely, you also won't see others' activity.
But sometimes I'm on Instagram, very rarely, and the message, I try not to do anything. Like
You try not to do anything?
I'll lurk every once in a while through Instagram.
Yes.
Yes, I'll lurk. Excuse me. I'll lurk through Instagram, but for the most part, I try not to post pictures or comment or anything like that unless Mikey sends me a text message and says, hey, can you comment on this? Yeah.
See, it says all the activities. Active today, active 16 minutes ago.
You're just jerk moding me.
Yeah.
Wow. You guys
active
don't
2
care.
weeks ago, active 5 hours ago.
You
I
guys
can
don't
see.
care.
I can see what you guys are doing.
Yeah. That is kind of
Some people are like,
creeperish.
that's okay. They say that was one of the cool things about Instagram is you didn't have this constant, I know you're there.
Like Facebook?
Like all the other social platforms.
Yeah.
And people are saying we're losing that. You can turn it off, but it is what it is.
Now, one of the barriers to success for me recently has been email.
You love email.
I don't dislike email, depending on where the email is coming from, right? Like at work, I have finally at the bank admitted defeat. Like I am not going to get to inbox 0 because that's my goal. I want to get all my work done and out of there. And it is impossible. It is impossible.
Depends on the job.
Because I get future dated things like, hey, I'm sending you all this stuff now, but don't post it for 3 months. And I'm like, well, if I move that to another box, I'm going to forget about it. I'm not going to post it in 3 months. And then I guess I could just do that. And then people will be like, hey, did that ever get posted? And I was like, yeah, I don't remember.
Well, there's advanced features, I guess, or just features you could use where you can flag a message to remind you.
Yeah.
You put a due date.
Oh, maybe that's what
and
I
then
should
it pops
do.
up on your reminders and says, this email you flagged as due today.
That's a great idea, Mike.
And you could move it into like a pending folder or something. There's workflows that you could adopt.
Okay. I like that.
But nonetheless,
but that
takes work.
The second help for email that you've given me today. The first one is for the Orange Cactus coffee. We use Bluehost, and we run our site through...
Not to be confused with blueberries.
Right. Blueberries to the face. That's different. But we use Bluehost to host our website. And their web mail function I find extremely challenging. UI. Extremely challenging to use. They've got like 3 different ones, like round cube, squirrel, and another one. And I'm just like, oh man, it's such a pain to get into that and use that function to send, to read and reply to emails.
Yeah.
And
so much so it deters you.
It deters me, and it takes a long time. It's very time consuming. So instead of being able to just fire off an email reply or, just be good and quick about it, it just adds more to my list of things that I got to do. And it's been taking me forever to get to emails. Now you have set me up though. You fixed my problem for me. You've allowed me to, or I now have the email on my phone. Whether that's good or bad, I don't know yet, but I can get it all through mail, and then I can reply from that account. To me, that's just crazy. And you showed me how to make sure that I'm replying from the Orange Cactus Coffee account instead of my personal account, which I don't have a problem replying from my personal account. I really don't. I just don't want to.
It's just confusing. Like,
I just don't want to appear unprofessional. Yeah, wait a minute. I sent Jacob at Orange Cactus Coffee, and then I got this email back from Gold Tooth Warrior at whatever, at
Gold Tooth for life.
Gold Tooth for life. I got this GOLD2FF at Yahoo. Gold Tooth at Yahoo. Yeah. What is this? Who is this guy?
Exactly. And now you have 2 threads on 2 different servers, 2 different email
and it's just a pain. Just a pain. So I try to avoid that by sending everything from Jacob at orangecactuscoffee.com. And in case you don't know, that's my email. You can hit me up there. Complaints go to Mike at orangecactuscoffee.com. Mm-hmm. Positive feedback goes
Speaking
to
of techniques,
Jacob.
I have an auto forward on that too.
Do you?
Yeah, I can show you how to do that. It's right to Jacob.
So I am hoping that this is the week where I'm going to be doing a little bit better on email and getting emails answered and getting it sent out. But a lot has been, a lot's been happening, and I'm going to skip forward here just for a moment to, from number 2, I'm going to go down to number 8.
Oh, you're looking at the official
I'm looking at
agenda?
the official agenda here.
Yeah, don't deviate.
We got an agenda. No, I have to, because it's the perfect segue, because I've added one more thing to my plate, and that is teaching at a boxing gym. So that obviously
what are you teaching boxing?
Teaching boxing. I know.
Are you even certified?
I know. I am. So we said that in 101. We said that I was certified with boxing.
We did.
USA Boxing. Remember,
I don't think I was listening.
Sport, the Trust and Power.
That's why you took it.
Yeah. So that's why I was doing that one. It was part of the boxing certification.
So you could be legit.
So I could be.
So you could show all the moms and dads that are entrusting their kids with you this piece of paper that says,
I will.
I know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Don't
that's
worry about it. Trust me.
That's not actually but
look at this piece of paper.
That's one of the things, is you try to do your best to show people that you have some sort, someone out there, some organization, in this case, the sanctioning body in the United States of America,
sounds so official,
has decided that
sanctioning body.
Not only do I know a little bit about boxing, but I can be trusted with children for now.
Yeah.
That's kind of it. But really, that's one reason why we do it. The other reason is to get into the network and just, if you have fighters that come in and they want to compete, well, you have to be part of USA Boxing, unless you're just going to have some unsanctioned event in your garage or something. That could be fun as well.
We're the unboxing club.
But that's different. That's totally different. That's the segue for St. Anthony's. But
hold that. Let's pin that.
Hold on. Let's put a pin in that unboxing club real quick. But so we had a grand opening this last weekend. And of course, if you've been following along, I've got a full-time job with the bank. I've got a part-time retail job. And I needed, a little side coffee hustle that we're trying to, build a coffee empire here in our free time. And then, hey, what about taking one more thing on? Perfect. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
Don't you have a wife and a few kids? 1, 2?
Maybe.
You also have responsibilities too? Maybe.
But I bring them to some
they go along.
They come along.
That's why you get the
hey,
big
do you want
van.
a box? No. Well, hey, you're coming anyways. Thank you.
There you go.
Because we're going to spend quality time together.
Hey, I'm sanctioned by the certified body, or I'm certified by the sanctioned body.
Sanctioning body. Perfect.
Now, the power invested in you, is that purely ceremonial?
No. There's thunder. There's thunder in these hands, bro. There's thunder. Don't test me, Mike. Don't test me. Right here on the show. I'll lay these holy hands on
definition that I heard recently called about ceremonial power.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
In contrast to true power.
So your boxing skills are ceremonial only? Yes.
It just means you have power until those that actually are around you can take it away. Like, yes, you can make that decision. But if you do, just know it's going to be the last decision you make. And I thought that's so good. Ceremonial power. You have power, but if you exercise that power, you're going to lose it.
Yeah, you can coach boxing, but don't get it twisted. I'll knock you out right here, right now.
Yeah. Yes.
But while we were having this grand opening this last Saturday for our first coffee experience, Mike brought me. Oh, I should have paused. Should I pause the coffee experience?
I don't know.
Okay, anyways, that does mess up
your...
You.
It doesn't mess it up.
Oh, it doesn't mess it up.
It makes it harder, but you don't care. Just like I don't care.
Wow. Okay, I'm going to put the coffee experience now.
Right now.
coffee experience.
Was that enough? That's plenty.
Now that's enough.
Splice it in. Sometimes I have to cut your edits because the pauses are too long.
Oh,
We're just standing there in the video.
that's good. Is that good
Sitting.
TV or no? Is that good? That's not good TV. Okay.
I freeze your face all the time.
Okay. Perfect. So Mike
Moving on.
brought us a bunch of coffee. Myself and the other people that were there running the open house. Mike, he's very gracious. He's very kind. And he decided to come visit us. And not only that, but he brought us.
You can't show up with coffee just yourself.
Well, you could have shown up for just me. Be like, hey, look, do you have an Orange Cactus coffee hat? No. Therefore, you don't get coffee. Only those who are wearing the Orange Cactus coffee hat get coffee.
Only those that have been certified by the sanction body.
So Mike texts me and he says, hey, you know, anybody else? And I said, there's like 8 people here, bro. Do you want me to check? Because that's a commitment. I mean, that's a financial commitment. That's like $50 worth of coffee right there.
Biddy.
Coming at you.
What are we talking? Black coffee, mochas, lattes.
Oh yeah, we're a bunch of bougie people in there trying to talk about, you know, let me get my almond milk and my mocha and my this and that and the other thing and an upside down caramel latte with 3 shakes of, you know,
a little drizzle on top.
Yeah, a little drizzle. So yeah, we know how to order. Nobody in there was drinking just, you know, straight black coffee.
Straight black.
Yeah,
that would have been surprising.
Neat. Get me a single well, what about if you'd have been asked for a single origin pour over? Neat.
Those are dead.
Those are dead. Okay. What about if you would have been asked for a single origin batch brew? Neat. You ain't getting that from Method anyway. So
those are yet to be alive.
Those are yet to be alive at
Those
Method.
are prenatal stage.
Yeah. Perfect. So you went to Method Coffee to pick us up some mochas.
Yeah, it was on the way.
And what was that experience like?
Good.
Perfect. Would you care to expand or expound on your experience? Because you went through the drive-thru, and it brought up a question. Oh, now you want to talk. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no, I do. I really do. It was a joke. JK.
It was very funny.
Not funny. Just give us what we need to hear. So I decided I was going to go through the drive-thru all along. That was my intention. Main reason being is I had my 18-month-old son.
Your 18-month-old, 18 going on 18?
18-month-old son.
He's a bit of a handful.
18-month. He's
not a terror.
No, he's not a terror. He just
he's a handful.
He just likes to move. He likes to move. He likes to touch. He likes to find the cookies, eat the cookies. You know,
doesn't matter where the cookies are.
Get cookie crumbs all over. So he was in the car, and I didn't want to go in. You know, it's just easier to swing through the drive-thru. But after calling you and realizing, okay, including me, we had 8 lattes and a hot chocolate. That's a rather large order. Normally, I would go inside so that we don't hold up the drive-thru. So while I was waiting for you to respond, though, I was sitting kind of in the parking lot. The place wasn't very busy at all. Nobody went through drive. Nobody inside. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to take a chance.
It was a nasty weather day. People were not going out.
Rainy, cold.
Yeah. It was snow. It snowed and rained that day.
It did. So I went up to the window where you order, and first thing I lead in was, I'm sorry, this is a larger order. If it's too large, let me know. Trying to be apologetic and sensitive to that. And she said, no problem. I said, I got 8 lattes I need, and she was great. She said, yeah, we can definitely do that. No problem. Ordered the lattes, pulled up, got to the window, and I felt more justification was needed. I said, I'm sorry. I normally would come in. I've just got my son in the back, and that's why I'm ordering. And she said, no problem. That's fine. We'll take it. Never once did she hint at, oh, okay, well, yeah, next time come in.
Yeah.
And I thought, being so slow, they were cool with it, and it worked.
Yeah.
Now, I kept checking if anyone pulled up, because if somebody came behind me, I was going to offer to pull forward.
Wow.
In the parking lot.
You were totally awkward.
Well, I think that's
you
respectful.
Were just committed. You were just committed.
That's just my personality. I don't like going anywhere and being the one that holds up other people.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, I'll step aside. If they got one drink, let them through. No problem. I'm just conscious of that. I don't know. I just think that's just how I think. Some people don't care. No, I'm paying. It's my turn.
Yeah, it's my turn at the magic.
Yeah, but I do think there's a limit, and maybe that's because we've worked in an industry or in a customer service retail environment where there's a drive-thru.
Yeah,
and we've had to be on the other side of that, and we've had to
tell her.
Right. manage that? Where we have people upset that so-and-so in front of them is taking forever.
Yeah.
What could they possibly be doing?
What was the limit? Was it 2 transactions, 3 transactions?
Well, at the bank we worked at, they tried to just put out kind of a suggestion of limit 3 transactions or X amount of money.
Yeah.
Being that if anything's over that, you should really come in. That's a slightly different only because, when you're talking money, there's also identification and risk.
There's certain transactions where we'll ask you to come in.
There's assumed
we're
risk.
not going to do that.
Yeah, we'll ID you through the window, 2 cars over and give you $1,000. You want $5,000? Come on in. Let's make sure you are who you say you are.
Yeah.
So that everybody's protected.
Yeah.
So there's more to it, but nonetheless, you're still managing a flow and an expectation when people pull up to the drive-thru. I want the service to be quick.
Wouldn't it be cool if we could send coffee through those little suction tubes?
It would be.
Like it's a bottle, you squeeze it tight and then there it goes. There's your lot. It's shaken.
You know what we should do?
It's shaken.
There's a couple old bank buildings that aren't used anymore, and it'd be cool if we could shoot a video of us putting one in just for fun, as is.
Just as is and let it go.
Make a nice latte. Yeah, and then see what happens on the other end.
Yeah, I can. Well, I think I've got a pretty good idea of what's going to happen on the other end. That would be funny, though.
I don't know. Just thinking. Hey, can we use the old drive-thru for a minute?
So how many is too many?
So how many is too many? Well, for them, 8 wasn't too many. They were cool with it. Since they were so cool, I gave them a decent tip, too. I think
it matters how busy you are. Like if you're coming in the morning and there's like a line of cars.
And you get in line with your 10.
You get in line with your 10.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It is. But how do you manage that as an employee, as a business? Do you have a set standard and say, you know what? For us, it's black and white. Anything over 4 drinks, please, we need you to come in.
Yeah.
And now there comes enforcement. Is there any teeth to that rule? And the only time, in my experience, that there's teeth is when you say, sorry, customer, you need to come in today. Anytime you say next time, they just swing through and say, oh, I'm sorry. There's always next time. Because the people that are already doing that,
they don't
generally already have a mentality.
Care.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, that's not true for all cases.
That's interesting.
But in my experience, the ones that are coming with a load of stuff, right, through the drive-thru already know that they shouldn't be in the drive-thru and already have chosen not to care.
I think I've had an antagonistic experience where they said, well, I'm just going to come through again then. I'm just going to drive around again.
Yeah.
I'm just going to drive around again.
If you're not going to conquer me.
Yeah. If you're going to be a jerk right now, I'm just going to drive around again.
Exactly. Or I'm going to get out and use both lanes. I'll stand in one and have the car in the other.
I also have had where I'm the consumer and I ordered 2 coffee drinks and 4 hot cocos. That's my family. We got 4 and 2.
Too big, buddy.
Too many. And so we got up there and they said, well, next time.
Your family's too big for the drive-thru.
Anything more than 3, please come in. I was like, okay. Well, I mean, I got you. So we have too many.
What changes?
Too many kids.
See, is the dynamic? Okay, here's the thing, though. What changes? And I'm saying this rhetorically, meaning I know there's an answer to it. From inside to outside, right? So you go inside, and you're ordering 6 drinks, and you put that order in, and then there's somebody you can move aside. Now they can place the next order.
Get
Are they
out of
going
the
to?
Way.
Are they going to jump that single order over your 6? Are the drinks?
Oh yeah,
because some don't.
That's happened before.
It has.
Yeah.
Is that appropriate? Because that's the thing.
Depends on what it is that we're making. Like if you're making a milk-based, right? Espresso. I'm getting some asbestos in here. Can I get an asbestos latte?
Speaking of that, GMOs are. Oh, anyway.
So and then. You to the side while I'm making your 12 mochas over here or 12 frappuccinos.
Yeah.
And now the person behind you just wants a drip coffee.
Yeah.
They're going to give him the drip and he's going to go.
Yeah.
Now, if they want another espresso-based beverage, I have had it where they've got their drink before I got all mine. And I was like, I think.
Well, exactly.
It should have been made at the same station over here, right?
And that means that, right? Because they usually have, one setup. Everything has to go through that one setup, that one machine, those 2 group heads, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So the drink that should have been yours is now being replaced with the one that's after you.
Yeah.
So
what's up with that?
Essentially, the only difference that I'm getting at is they ask you to step aside so they can keep taking orders.
Yes.
Most shops, maybe unless you're saying like it's a quick batch brew, which is fine.
Yeah.
Because it's ready to go.
Could be anything.
It's not
Could be
taking the
somebody
place
buying
of them
gift
making
card.
your drink.
Yeah.
Because that's where I have a problem is if that one barista that would normally be making your drink is going to go ahead and now skip you for a moment because you've ordered so many. You've chosen to spend $50 with us today, but I'm going to make you wait longer.
It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. And so I think there's better solutions. And one of them, to me, is simple.
Like you dropping a $100 on coffee? Bro, you getting the royal treatment.
No. You step aside. Let me get this $3 drip going first.
Yeah.
You got to be careful with that. Yeah. McDonald's has a method that not only is just not just theirs, I don't think, but I've experienced it when I've had a large order, or they're like, hey, your chicken patty is going to take a little bit longer. Whatever, we got to drop some new patties, or I don't know. Yeah,
nuggets or fries. Look, hey, the fries in right now. Yeah. I got no good fries right now. I appreciate you ordering 8, extra large fries, but I got to drop a new batch.
Yeah.
Could you please pull over there into spot 1, and I'm going to bring it to you when it's ready.
Exactly. And for my personality, like that. Oh, good, I'm out of the way. And it gives you time to do your thing.
The coffee concept is that, nothing could take that long.
Yeah. Well, and that's true. And maybe, it doesn't apply, or the times that it apply are less frequent, so there's no need to accommodate it. But the other thing that the newer builds do, McDonald's, is they have
deep fried Twinkies.
Yeah. What?
Excuse me, your deep fried Twinkie's going to take a moment. I'm dropping a new batch right now.
Double fry.
Could I get you to pull into Starbucks Square number 1 over there?
It would work.
Or you didn't use the mobile app to pre-order. I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to pull over.
That's it. We're going to have to cut you off right there. Or like some of the newer builds, if you have opportunity, if you're building a space, they actually have a secondary window that you could pull up to that allows cars to still get out. And they just come to that, like, that window that's up a little farther and give you your food later.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, they don't have to leave. You don't have to go actually park, but it's out of the way to allow the flow to keep going. And I think that that's, an efficient way of doing it.
Yeah.
So my point being is, if you're going to have a drive-through, some of the things you need to think about and accommodate, because is it fair that you have a larger family and you can't use the drive-through? That's technically what they're saying. If you want to get drinks for your family, you're too large.
Yeah. Is there a cutoff somewhere? Like I'm rolling with a football team over here, kids.
Yeah. Is it?
I don't know.
No. In fact, if you have a van full of football kids and you show up in my shop, I wouldn't mind you keeping them in the van.
You know what I mean?
I will bring the drinks out to you.
Heck
you chill. You stay in there. We're going to knock out your 20 drinks.
I think there's a limit where, as the driver, you don't want to make all those orders. Like, I'm not waiting for all of you guys to make up your mind. I am stopping. We are getting it. If by the time we walk to the counter, if you haven't made up your mind, you're not getting anything.
Yeah. Or you just take up so much more space in the lobby that it's even more of an encumbrance on the business. Yeah.
Straight destructo their lobby.
So it's not always clear cut. But anyway, they were great. They handled the 8 + 1, the little
they weren't
hot
busy,
cocoa.
so
and they weren't busy.
Yeah.
And I think even
you were considerate. You know what I mean?
I try not to be presumptuous. You are going to give me this.
Yeah, you were a considerate consumer, and they did their best to serve you.
Well, I find when you're considerate, even when you I've had, not to labor on this, or labor?
Not to belabor the point.
Belabor the point. I've had a situation where I bought a brand new computer, right? A brand new computer.
Was it a Mac?
It was a Mac. I dropped, it was $2,100. And it was at Best Buy. Okay, let's just tell the whole story. It was at Best Buy.
I don't go to Best Buy.
Okay, well, this is my story.
I buy it from the Mac store.
But this is why I went to Best Buy, back to Best Buy. I bought it, brand new computer. Was so excited. My first Mac finally plunged, dropped the money, get home. A week later, Apple releases a new one. They released the brand new one, right? New processor, same price, everything's fancier, better, bigger hard drive. And I'm like, that stinks. I felt bad. Like, I finally spending all this money and I'm not even getting the newest one.
Yeah.
Right? With tech.
Yeah.
It's already outdated by the time you get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I said, you know what? I'm going to try. I called. I got the manager on the phone and I said, I know that because this is like computer equipment and there's nothing wrong with it. And it might have been longer. I was technically outside, I think, the 14-day window or whatever it is to return electronics. Usually electronics have a short time frame.
For just this reason.
You can't just use it and then exchange for a new one. Oh, I don't like this one, get a new one. Anyway, so I go to the store and I bring it all packaged up. I do the best job. I reformat it. I do everything I think I can do to make this resellable without much burden to the company.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a nice thing to do. And I tell the manager that, and I say, I understand if you can't do it, but I thought I would at least try because, I really would like the new one. Mm-hmm. She looks at me and she goes, you know what? Because of how nice you were, I'm going to do it. She says, most people are straight jerks. they just come in demanding and they get mad when I say I'm sorry. But she says, because you didn't even go there, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to write it up and I'm going to tell the store manager, I'll justify it. Don't worry about that. I'll take care of it. And I just thought that's cool. Like she was just being honest.
Yeah.
You could tell she was having a rough day. And because I was willing to accept no, but also have a genuine conversation, it was beneficial
and you
to me.
made it easy to say yes.
Yeah. And that I've been back and I've spent a lot of money there.
At Best Buy?
Yeah. And so anyway, that kind of ties in. I think in my experience, when you are
I don't see how it
a
ties
polite, approachable consumer, you generally can make out better. And a lot of times you make friends along the way.
Well, okay.
And they
So
take
there is
care
a
of you
tie-in.
next time.
There's a tie-in there. Well, speaking of awesome, friendly service and everything that is not, I made it to Starbucks last night.
Oh, you did? You walked across the parking lot.
I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to say that I went to Starbucks.
Don't even.
But here's the deal. It was after I left the boxing gym, and then I was supposed to go to work as a checkout girl, and I was a little tired. And so I stopped for a pick-me-up, and I got a mocha because it's right across the parking lot. I spent
Convenient. It's okay.
$4.53. And I thought to myself, wow.
$4.53? On a what?
On a mocha. Grande.
Okay.
Which
Grande?
is-
The medium?
Yeah.
The small?
No.
The large?
Grande means big, but it's not a big. It's a medium.
Grande.
So, and I was like,
Did you feel guilty afterwards?
no, I just
Did you have a moment of
amazed.
self-loathing?
I had a moment of self-loathing, but it wasn't because it was also an epiphany. Like I was ashamed. I wasn't going to tell anyone that I went to Starbucks, but now I'm telling everyone. I was going to keep it a secret, take it to my
Ain't no
grave.
wrong with that.
But
Wait, what did I say?
people will pay. I paid $4.53
Yeah.
for caffeine and for stuff. I mean, it's not that good. Let's just be real honest.
What'd you
with one
get?
another.
Oh,
A mocha.
you already said
Just
that
a mocha.
twice.
Just a mocha.
You didn't get the clover? They have the clover
No,
there.
they make it too hot. And I was trying to kill it before I went in.
Oh, quaff it.
Yeah. And even the mocha was a little too hot
It
to
is
quaff.
hot. It is. They want you out of there. Unlike Italy.
Yeah.
They want you to stay.
Yeah. And like the cortados are perfect.
Yeah, just
Cortado's
boom.
a perfect drink. Just bam.
Get on with
Would
it.
you do that in the drive-thru? Would you be like, here's your cortado. You got to kill it right now. Perfect. I'll take that back. Have a good day.
Yeah, I think it would be cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
People would probably be drawn just
You
to that
little
experience.
tray?
Yeah.
Like, and they hold the
or they
tray.
just, boom, hit the shot of espresso.
You're just like, hit the shot, a spro. You good?
You
All
got-
right.
here's
Get
a
out of
little-
here.
Little
Get
cookie
outta
to go
here.
with it. Have a great day.
Little cookie, little chocolate, little Hershey kiss or something.
You might be onto something.
I'm
might
always
be.
onto something.
I mean, I started the
I'm
combo.
never on anything good, but I'm always onto something.
You're on that Starbucks Pikes Peak. Pikes Place?
Pikes Place.
Pikes Place. Not to be confused
Grande,
with Pikes
room,
Peak in Colorado.
which is in Colorado Springs. Yeah.
Yeah, where they usually drive.
Race. Yeah. There's a race and a Pikes Peak coffee. And I'm going back in June, by the way. And I should go interview. I think I went to Pikes Peak Coffee Shop.
Yeah, I
and
remember.
Dude said, hey, next time you're in town,
Next time.
let's sit down and record. So,
You got to
but
call his bluff because he didn't think you'd ever be back in town.
you're not going to be there.
I'm here.
But you're not going to be there.
You don't
It's
need
just
me.
going to be he and I
Yeah, just like
talking coffee.
just like you like it.
Talking coffee, just the way I like it. Okay. There's some other stuff that we don't have time to talk about. We wanted to talk about instant coffee. We wanted to talk about being a critic and a creator. We wanted to talk about Amazon Go. But I think our unboxing.
Finish with what's visually in front of the viewers.
We
on
should
the
finish
YouTube.
with this and then see where the time is at.
Okay, let's do that.
Because I've got to
Save
head
those
to
for
the
next
gym.
time.
I've had to
you
the
gotta
gym.
go.
Yeah.
You got to go. Yes. So I finally decided. We've been kind of watching. I see him on Instagram and all that stuff. St. Anthony Industries has brewers and glassware and aprons and handkerchiefs and
So cool.
a whole vibe and aesthetic that I was drawn to.
Do you feel an affinity because they're kind of designed and made in Salt Lake City? Do you kind of feel like it because we have some friends in Salt Lake City? Like, is there a connection there as well or no? Or do you not care where that's made, where they are?
No, I do care. I don't care because I know people in Salt Lake. I care because I think it's cool when you see a company doing cool things within, especially a
In the wild, wild
manufacturing
west?
respect in the U.S. Because it's not
okay.
easy. It's not easy. You could easily, you can do this cheaper and quicker, and there's just,
I guess, and I'm with you on that.
set up for international.
What draws me, or the thought process that draws me, is that they're doing great coffee stuff and they're not in San Francisco.
Okay.
They're not in LA. They're not in New York.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And Onyx is one of those companies. They're not on the coasts. They're mainland USA. And Salt Lake City, I kind of feel like Utah has that wild, wild west vibe that Arizona does. Like we're all gunslingers out here drinking our cowboy coffee.
A little different demographic.
With the, I just watched a movie recently with the horseshoe standing up straight in the coffee. If we can stand up straight in the coffee, it's done. And they're doing some great stuff.
Well, and they have that vibe. I think their whole thing is kind of like a craftsman, element to it, right? A machinist, a woodworker, a
glass blower,
a skilled tradesman. Made this.
Yeah,
and I don't doubt that they did.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and picked up the Phoenix 70 V2
version 2,
which is this guy because it was a little cheaper. Currently, I'm on their site. It was $38.
Let me just describe it real quick for those of you not watching. It is it's a naked brewer, meaning there's two rings. There's a big ring that's on the top. There's a smaller ring on the bottom. It is held together. Those rings are held together by 3 metal, rods that then fold out underneath the bottom ring to make sure that the shape stays there, and they've got 3 like little knobs or just balls at the end of those rods that will hold the dripper in place on top of a decanter or a cup or something along. Well, whether they can hold it on the cup or not, we'll talk about in a moment. But it is a dripper that you can see through. It's very unique,
very minimal.
Yeah, very minimalist. And there's the filter that sits inside of it, and it's very cool to look at, very cool to use, very cool to watch Mike make some coffee with it today. But it came in a wooden box that is like a puzzle box. It pieces together. It's got like a heat stamped St. Anthony Industries or St. Anthony's. Was it apostrophe? Yes or no?
It's
St. Anthony.
St. Anthony.
St. Anthony Industries.
Designed in Salt Lake City, USA.
Yeah. So they've got a sweet little box there.
It is really cool. I'll throw some pictures out there.
Is it wood or is it? It looks wood. Maybe it's
like a composite.
Or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's like in between a hard cardboard and an actual wood. It's like a craftsman wood, like something you would build like a model airplane out of.
Yeah,
like
balsa
a little
wood,
kit,
almost.
something. Yeah, and it came
but
in
a little
box.
more sturdy than balsa wood, I think.
And the other thing it had on there was a like twine almost, wrapped up in a bow.
That tied it up.
And I had to untie it.
That's cool.
I'm like, this is sweet, And so I thought that was a pretty cool presentation. I went ahead also and picked up this guy, the plum bottom snifter.
Snifter.
It's dual wall. I thought it was a little small, so I hesitated, which it is. But the idea is this is meant to work as a system. Now, I also ordered the decanter, which is currently on back order.
Back-ordered.
So I did not get that. But
that presented a challenge for you trying to use this dripper on glasses and different things.
Well, yeah, let me just break it down real quick for you because I thought, no problem. I want the decanter. It's called the Filibuster, and it was $39. I thought what's cool about this is you can make about 2 cups, and then it stays in the double wall decanter, and then you pour out just what you need in here.
Just what you want.
So it stays hotter in the decanter, and then this is designed to give you a little bit aromatic experience. And they say it's good for coffee, beer, whiskey, and other fine libations. Libations? Is that right?
Let me see. I don't even... Yeah, libations.
Yeah, I think that's right. Just fine liquids that you would consume and enjoy. However, my first thought is no problem. I don't mind waiting because I will just throw this on top of my cup and do kind of a single cup brewer setup.
Yep.
And still get to rock these cool filters, which you mentioned. Super dense, almost feel like a nice Chemex filter.
Yeah.
Biggest difference that they claim, makes them the perfect or better is they are doubled all the way around.
Yeah. It's the way that they are pre-folded and manufactured makes it a 2 on each side. 2 on each side.
It's just that.
It's not a square folded where you've got to get a 3-on-1. This is a 2-and-2.
Exactly. And so they say it filters it cleaner. And the big thing, the 70-degree angle instead of like the 60 on the V60, is it creates a deeper bed depth. And they say what that achieves is a cleaner cup because the coffee itself filters out the small particles as it goes through as it brews and goes through into the cup, kind of like ground, right? extracts, filters water as it filters through the ground. Anyway, put it on a cup, and a couple things ran into. I was not able to. I had only one mug in the house that this would fit on. All of them were too wide. It would not sit easily.
On the top
it would
of the
hit
mug.
one of these balls, or it wouldn't hit at all, and it just would not rest level on top of the mug. So I'm like, well, that stinks. But I finally found something that I thought would work. It would fit. The problem was when I put the filter in and began to brew, that the bottom of the filter stuck out too far.
So it sat in the coffee.
Out of the bottom of the brewer, so that essentially it poked through and went too far, and the liquid, in the cup raised up so high that it was touching the bottom of the filter and no longer draining efficiently.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's a bummer. And I was a little discouraged by that. So the conclusion I've made thus far is it's designed to be used with the decanter. You need a decanter. You need a setup where there's enough room between the bottom to allow the filter to hang down, and then you pour it into a mug.
Now, speaking of the filter, we have been taught that the water will slide out the side of the filters and race down the side without touching the coffee if you get any water on the filter. Has that been your experience with this particular filter?
Well,
Did coffee race out the side? Did it jump off the dripper? Or how does the
interesting,
water
right?
stay inside the filter?
Because when you first go to use it, and even when I just go to preheat it, which, well, I guess they say there's no preheating necessary because you're not heating anything because it's barely touching even the
But what about
the
a
brewer.
wet?
Well, they say these filters are the perfect filters, and they don't have any particulates to wash away. They're made in such a way, so you don't have to do any of that.
For me, the pre-wetting is more about getting the correct volume and ratio.
Yeah.
Water in, coffee out.
Just getting the filter wet. Well, I think the nice thing about the pre-wetting, is it kind of sets the filter down and seats it in the brewer nicely.
Yeah.
Right.
So do they recommend that, or is that just
They
something
do
you
in their videos.
Oh, okay. They pre-wet them.
But they say you don't have to. Anyway, when you go to first do that, you're like, I'm just going to pour water on this filter, and there's nothing to keep it from shooting out or soaking out the sides.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the density of the filter or how well they designed it, but it holds the water just fine. There were no issues with water seeping out. And a couple brews brought it to your house this morning, and we used the Hario decanter, right? The little blue.
How did that work out?
Brew vessel. That worked perfect. Fit on there perfectly. So if you have one of those, you're good to go. You can brew right into that. There was plenty of room. And it's neat. A couple cups I've had have been pretty good, but I've only done 2. And the first one, the tip was in the liquid, so that not a good.
Yeah.
Not a good.
Well, it's not bad.
It's not bad. It actually, I had to hold it. I was holding it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hold and pour. The old hold and pour technique.
Yeah. Even more craftsmanship involved.
I gotcha.
Shit. Crap. I mean,
Very nice. Very well done. Craftsmanship.
I know we're pressed on time, so I was trying to keep it going. But that's, what we got. Or we'll do some shots, let you know what we think.
We have a few more minutes. Maybe we could just talk real quick about the instant coffee, the discussions that are going on right now. Link maybe to videos, Jim Seven's video. But, we've experimented a little bit with Sudden.
We've tried it.
Yeah.
A few times.
And we ran out of coffee, so I'm going to be drinking more Sudden today.
My first experience, right, and us together, we didn't care for it. We didn't think it was that much above your standard instant offering to be an appeal, at least for me, at $2 a cup. I will say their Aunt Bonnie that they sent us was better.
It was a Kenyan.
Yeah. And I actually could taste some single origin characteristics, and I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
So I gave that one a little bit higher rating. But now there's others hitting the market. And in this video that you're going to link to, Jim 7 reviews, I think it's Swift and Voila. Two other.
That's just fun to say as well.
I thought so. I thought Voila was.
Voila.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah. Voila.
So check out his video. He gives a good analysis and kind of breakdown of what he thinks of those different instant offerings for specialty coffee.
They're kind of at different price points as well. One's $2, or Sudden is $2, Swift is $3, and Voila is $4.
Roughly, yeah. Fit right in there. And so I think you got to take that in consideration. Yeah. If you think Voila's that much better than Sudden, well, it's twice the price. It should carry that with it, and it hits a different demographic because of that.
Yeah.
So what are you wanting it for? If you just need a quick pick-me-up and you don't mind, you got access to hot water, Sudden might be a viable choice for you, a good option. So we're going to try and get some of those, our hands on those. I don't know if they're available everywhere or just in the UK. We don't really know yet.
But that discussion is picking up steam,
It really is.
Instant specialty coffee.
Because, I really like the resources that Jim puts out. He's got such a
Jim's
good
great.
analytical perspective. He thinks about it, right? And he thinks about big picture. And, he even contemplates, is the future of specialty in general going to be instant? Like, is it going to get so amazing that you can have, like, that's where everything's going. I want, high quality, faster, with less fuss.
Yeah.
And his sudden, opening the door to that, and now instant coffee and new technology and how to create this, going to just push that. He's looking down the road, 10 years, 5 years, whatever.
Right. I mean, if you think about, like, when most people hear coffee by the cup, they think greater speed. Mm-hmm. They think like K-cup.
Boom.
They think little pods.
You don't have to wait for a whole pot to be brewed.
Right. They're not thinking pour over. That's going to take a little while.
Yeah.
They're thinking like, okay, I'm going to get this faster. Come on, hurry up.
Boom.
Like, I turned it on. Why is the water not ready?
One of the other things he pointed out that I thought was quite interesting, though I didn't agree 100%, was that you don't have as much consideration for the water you're using, because it's the brewing, the actual chemical reaction of brewing and extraction that, makes a big difference with how much hardness your water is, the mineral content and all that. That since you're working with coffee that's essentially already been brewed and now just needs to dissolve, your water doesn't make as great of an impact. I think the biggest thing that would is your parts per million. How dense is the water? Because if your water is already packed with stuff, it might not absorb the solvents. It might not be as soluble as other water. Yeah. So you might get some floaties and stuff. That was the only part that I thought of that could play a big factor. But as far as the minerals interacting with the flavor, he says wouldn't be as big of an issue. So you don't have to worry about worry about the water quality as much.
All right.
So anyway.
Cool.
More to come. It's cool. It's just pushing it forward. Just people trying new things and new tech and trying to make a better cup. And we're excited to try it. Let you know what we think. If you've tried it, please let us know. If you have suggestions, if there's others out there that we're not aware of, let us know about those too. So I think that's enough for today, right? We're going to have to wrap it up. You're done?
Yep.
Sign it off?
Yep.
Well, if you don't have time for regular coffee, then where you suddenly find yourself in the need of caffeine, you can just swiftly pour yourself a cup and voila, you're good to go.
Yep, you'll be good to go indeed. And you can always find the show notes at orangecactuscoffee.com/episode 103. Thank you so much for listening. We'll catch you next time.